Hi guys, Final Death Star here. If you're new to the channel, please think about subscribing, and if you like this video, give it a thumbs up, share it, and help build this channel. I appreciate it anyway. So it has come to my attention that there are some out there today who are praising this game called The Last of Us 2 for having the first playable female character in the history of video games. Yes, that is correct. And I thought I would take this opportunity to help enlighten and inform these unfortunate souls of the history of fantastic female protagonists in video games. Yes, I don't know if they're uninformed, if they're just trolling on purpose for some strange reason, but they seem to lack the awareness and knowledge that there is a vast history of very popular female characters in video games. So here we have a list of the top 20. These are just top 20. There are more than this, but these are some of the most popular ones. So this is coming from thegamer.com. Number 20, The Walking Dead. She doesn't become the focal point of the Telltale series until the second season, but Clemente is often considered the best part of the games. Even after Telltale closed down, Robert Kirkman helped get a group together to finish the game so fans could find closure for Clementine's arc. In the first season, Lee takes care of Clementine, and then when he passes away, Clementine has to find her own journey and eventually takes care of a younger kid the same way Lee took care of her. Number 19, Assassin's Creed Syndicate. Syndicate focuses on two protagonists, Evie and Jacob Frye. Evie is the older twin sister of Jacob. She is a British assassin who is active during the Victorian era. Evie quickly became a fan favorite character and had remained one of the most popular characters in the franchise. While she doesn't have the whole game to herself, she does have a lot of memorable moments and scenes in Syndicate that make playing worthwhile. Number 18, Resident Evil 3. A remake of Resident Evil 3 followed in the footsteps of Resident Evil 2 remake, with Jill Valentine taking the lead role alongside Carlos Oliveira. Like Claire, Jill has always been a very popular character in the franchise. In the remake, players will get their chance to play as Jill after she's attacked in her apartment by an intelligent bioweapon called Nemesis. Number 17, HalfLife Alyx. Released at the end of March, HalfLife Alyx is a VR game in a popular Half-Life series that follows Alex Vance's journey. Players control Alyx, humanity's only chance at survival, as she tries to help the Resistance take down the Combined once and for all. The game is set between the first Half-Life and the second. Alyx will need to team up with her father, Dr. Eli Vance, and many other allies. Number 16, Bright Memory. Bright Memory is a new first-person shooter and hack-and-slash game that features a protagonist named Sheila, who works for the Science Research Organization. Her goal is to try and prevent a military organization from reawakening the dead. It takes place in a riveting and graphically gorgeous location called Land of Sky, which is home to many ancient beings. The game received excellent reviews upon its launch. Number 15, Mirror's Edge. Faith Connors is the protagonist of the Mirror's Edge video game series. She appeared in the original game and its reboot, Mirror's Edge Catalyst. Her role in the game is that of a runner, which is someone who transports necessary items to groups trying to hide from the controlling government system. She is often on the list about the best female characters in video games for a reason, considering her design isn't over-sexualized, a rarity in the video game world, and her incredible abilities and complex storylines in the games. Number 14, Silent Hill 3. Silent Hill is a beloved survival horror franchise with some of the most disturbing imagery in the genre. Silent Hill 3 is a direct sequel to the first game, although it is a third overall. Players will take on the role of Heather Mason, a teenager who gets separated from her dad in a shopping mall. As she tries to find him, the world around her begins to shift into something much darker and much more sinister, and the reality around her begins to fracture. Number 13, Resident Evil 2. Resident Evil received rare reviews when it was released last year, and it won multiple Game of the Year awards. This shouldn't come as much of a surprise considering how well made the game was. It has two protagonists in Leon S. Kennedy and Claire Redfield. Claire has long been considered an iconic video game character, especially in the Resident Evil series. She's a renowned badass who people can't help but love. In the game, you get to help her escape Raccoon City from the plague of infected. Number 12, Assassin's Creed Odyssey. Assassin's Creed Odyssey is one of the few games in the franchise that lets you choose to play as a woman for the entirety of the game. Cassandra is easily the most popular option too. While you can choose between her or Alexios, it seems like most players strongly prefer Cassandra. In terms of her character design and voice acting, she is a very strong choice. Another plus for the game is that it introduces romance options. You can choose to make your character a member of the LGBTQ+ community if you want. Number 10, Tales of Vesperia. The first game in the Tales series and the first real big budget JRPG to feature a female protagonist is also the best Tales game in years. Tales of Vesperia tells the story of Velvet Crow, who grows up in a quiet village that is soon ravaged by demons brought on by an event known as Demon Blight. This event causes Velvet to be possessed and mutated into a sort of demon-eating demon who hunts demons. It's all very JRPG. But what allows Velvet to stand out is the fact that she's your unconventional female JRPG character, taking on the archetypically male role of an aggressive, bloodthirsty, revenge-driven monster slayer. Number 9, Tomb Raider. I guess they forgot about Lara Croft. While the original Tomb Raider game did feature a tough female protagonist, she was also skimpily clad and busty. Well, it did sell, right? The newest incarnation of Lara Croft is a well-proportioned, slightly more suitably dressed young woman who goes beyond simply being the strong female protagonist and moves into the realm of being a fully realized character who is flawed, makes mistakes, takes risks, makes judgment calls, learns, grows, changes, and becomes a better version of herself. Basically, everything they lacked in Rave Star Wars. She is incredibly human. The game certainly struggles with a lot of narrative dissonance as Laura gets teary-eyed over killing a deer in a cutscene, only to then silently mow down several human beings with an automatic rifle 30 minutes later. But that's a mechanical oversight rather than bad writing. Laura is still excellent. Number 8, Celeste. Celeste is a game about anxiety, overcoming personal fears, and moving through an existential crisis. It's a beautifully written game with outstanding platform mechanics and, best of all, a complex and believable female protagonist named Madeline, not Celeste. Celeste is the mountain. I actually have this game, and I'm looking forward to playing it. Number 7. Now, I would personally put this at number 1, but in keeping with the article, I will keep it where it's at number 7. Metroid! The most obvious and probably most popular, famous of them all. The big reveal at the end of the original Metroid is that Samus is in fact a woman. It's decades old now, but it's worth remembering that this badass space bounty hunter who fights pirates and traverses hostile terrain is also a woman. While Samus may not be an outstanding character in terms of her writing, I would disagree there. Character development, dialogue, and interactions, she's an excellent character when judged on her actions. From game to game, Samus and the player visit a myriad planets, each with their own dangers to survive and mysteries to uncover. Using her wits and her physical strength, Samus must survive and succeed in her mission and ensure that you, the player, has fun while she's doing it. Her suit and ship designs also remain some of the coolest in gaming history, untainted by time and nostalgia. All hail Samus. Number 6, Uncharted Lost Legacy. The Uncharted series is all about Nathan Drake and his bromance with Victor Goddamn Sullivan. In each of these 4 mainline games, white man Drake teams up with older white man Sully to fight off hordes of their fellow men. Well, it might be a little white man hate right there, but I'll keep going. While Drake is not overly masculine, he can still become a tired character, and so the release of Lost Legacy as a game which allows players to finally embody fan-favorite supporting character Chloe was a welcome one. Number 5, Bayonetta. While she might be all skimpy clothes, suggestive comments, and occasional streak, Bayonetta is undeniably a tough woman. Unafraid of everything she comes up against, that includes God, Bayonetta doesn't cover her face in danger. In fact, she laughs in it, kicks it, and grinds it into the dirt with heels, which are also guns and sometimes swords. Bayonetta has fun in every moment of combat, and you, the player, are having fun right along with her. Number 4, Alien Isolation. Ellen Ripley, one of cinema's most beloved badass women, and one of the coolest sci-fi and horror movie heroes of the 20th century. In the incredible homage to the original Alien film, Alien Isolation, players inhabit the body of Ripley's daughter Amanda. Following in her mother's footsteps, Amanda finds herself in a similar, though arguably far more dangerous situation as her mother as she traverses the mostly abandoned Sevastopol space station. Amanda is tasked with using her wits to outsmart her pursuers, one of which is the deadly hunter Xenomorph. As she hides, crafts weapons, and learns her environment in order to survive. She is every bit the woman her mother was. Number 3, Child of Light. More than just a game starring a female protagonist, this one's hero is a young girl lost in a fantasy world. Aurora has found herself in a fairy tale book after grieving the death of her mother, a subtle allegory for the struggles of working through depression. This game treats players to a beautifully designed and animated world of fairy tale creatures and settings, a world that imbues Aurora with the gift of flight and the power to fight back against the darkness of her mind. Once again, we have here a female protagonist who is more than just strong, but is actively trying to survive her own depression. The game is also a joy to play and one of the rare games that's truly suitable for and recommended to all ages. Number 2, Hellblade, Senua's Sacrifice. Similar in many ways to Child of Light, although infinitely more frightening and intimidating, Hellblade's titular protagonist Senua is absolutely one of the greatest female protagonists we've seen in an age. Senua is a young woman wading through the murk of her own mental health. As voices in her mind play tricks on her and lie to her, demons manifest out of thin air and attempt to halt her progress. And the world around her shifts and changes, denying her the use of her senses and her logic. Senua must battle her way into Helheim. And the number 1 female protagonist on this list is Horizon Zero Dawn. There's never been a female protagonist more celebrated, better crafted, better voiced, and better executed in years than Aloy of Horizon Zero Dawn. This character, clever and strong, charming, resourceful, beautiful, and tenacious woman, is the epitome of modern female gaming protagonists, and the game she stars in is near flawless to boot. Aloy has been born into a gorgeous post-apocalyptic world inhabited by really cool machine dinosaurs, and she must conquer the land, discover who she really is, see her journey to its end, aid in the trials and tribulations of those she meets, from farmers to king. Aloy is very much your typical stalwart savior of the world fantasy hero archetype, but she is also a powerful woman who is not fetishized, lazily designed, or patronized even for a moment for her sex. She is the perfect video game protagonist, and she is also a woman. Aloy is the heckin' best. Well, there you have it. There are basically 20, we won't count the Last of Us, so 19 different female protagonists that have been popular, some of them for decades now. So this is not some new phenomenon that Last of Us 2 has conjured up and created out of nowhere. This has been going on for a while. There have been plenty of popular female protagonists, as you can see from this list. And that's not even mentioning any of the Mortal Kombat, Katana, any of the Street Fighter. There's so many more you could name here. Princess Toadstool from Mario Brothers. I mean, there's so many. But this is just a little bit of a list here for you guys. So, I hope that helped inform you. I hope you learned something. Let me know in the comments down below what you think. Give the video a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't. Thank you for watching the video. Until next time, lock the doors and hope they don't have blasters.